All right. Welcome to the Outside Media Group. We discuss battle rap, top tier, lower tier. There's no cool table here. I'm chilling with my boy Caleb. Caleb,
Yo.
tell everybody what we got going on right now.
Oh no, man. You already know what it is. We just sitting here. We gonna chop it up. It don't matter. Tiers don't exist here. If you nice, you nice. If you think you can come talk that shit, come talk that shit. Right now we got a special guest. He just had a battle drop against Lotta Zay. iBattle. I want to say veteran Flo Leeds. What's up, fam?
What's up, Caleb? Yo, it's Flo Leeds, CNC, iBattle veteran. I'm totally gonna start running with that now. 3G Boss Life, all the way from Pennsylvania, man. Thank you guys for having me.
The Knife Bar King.
Yo, I'll be running around telling everybody, yo, like you gotta try and make your own little lane with the shit. And if you see anyone else doing it like you know that they're trying to sound like you, and that's the most beautiful form. What does they say?
It's the most
Imitation's the
sincere
best form of flattery. Yeah, I love it.
Right.
All right, well, let's just go ahead and hop right into it, man. Flo Leeds versus Lotta Zay. What you think, Dre? Was it a crazy one?
Man, that was a crazy one. These are type of battles I like, you know what I'm saying? Because for people that don't know, they'll just try to dismiss the battle. But for the true lyricists, the people that love lyrics, this is a battle that you're gonna want to watch, man. There's a lot of witty stuff in it, back and forth, the gun bars, and the crowd is tailored for this type of bar, so they actually appreciate it, which made for a good battle, man. I like this battle, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. So let's go ahead, Flo. So, like, were you nervous before the battle, man? Were you like, what was your mindset when you found out you had this battle? Because it's one of the bigger names. You've had some names in the past, but would I be wrong in saying this one of the biggest names you've seen so far?
Well, I mean, definitely one of. I mean, I still always just point to like Bangz as like the big one, and then
Facts.
I
Yeah, that
battled
was
Gwitty,
a
and
nice
that
one.
was Gwitty. Gwitty actually, Gwitty's done a lot for me outside of the ring. That like he helped me to like kind of get some shine. Like I'll never have a negative thing to say about him or any of the We Go Hard guys. Like a lot of people don't know the shit that goes on behind stage, but like Gwitty and like fucking Steams are like really good dudes. I mean, Lex is like my older brother, but I always try to give like a lot of praise to the other guys that don't get it a lot. As far as like being nervous though, like I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. All battle rappers are nervous every time. Like I made it like it's kind of a trick. It's like a tail wagging the dog type of a thing. As far as like I try to act like I'm not as nervous and start like kind of acting in a way to seem like I'm really comfortable, and that way I start to feel more comfortable. And that was why like before I would always just be like fucking around like before the battle and shit. And I think more than anything, it's a mentality of like, yeah, I'm nervous because everyone's watching me right now, but I belong here. And that sort of mentality to be like, this is my shit. Like, I think if you don't have that mentality, then you're setting yourself up for failure, more or less.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was definitely a dope ass battle like that, and I don't know, like you have a lot of like haymaker punches, and I'm not, and it's not niche, but I just don't understand how it works sometimes. Like some people, they just come out of nowhere with it. You feel me? Like just room rockers. So
Yo, to be honest, uh, a lot of it's just like going throughout the day, and something will be like, I'll be like, all right, I got to remember that. And then like for me, like I actually write with a notebook.
yeah,
I can't not have my actual notebook. So like I'll have all these little punchlines in my head, but until it's actually like written down, it's all just kind of whirling around. And then I'm like, all right, I can put this with this and this. And then I don't know, like I don't know how Lotta Zay writes because that dude's had like more battles than me, and I've already taken a lot. So
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you got a question, Dre?
yeah. No. I was just saying,
Hold on,
but
Dre.
for
Your
him,
mic is doing the box fan again. But no,
yeah,
um, All right. Well, let me go ahead and let's go back to that. So I feel like the first battle that I personally saw you in was the Bangz battle, and I was like, oh shit, like this dude is fire. You feel me? Like, and so I mean, how was that? Like, what's the story behind that battle?
Well, basically, like, I mean, it was the first card from the resurgence of iBattle. Basically, Lex managed to actually purchase iBattle from its original owner, a guy named Logic, who like anyone in the battle scene knows Logic, and they know that this dude deserves the praise that he gets, and he's like, he's really looked at as an OG. He was suffering health problems, and I mean, it kind of seemed like he was getting discouraged as far as running the league and everything. And everyone just wishes him the best, but he kind of just stopped doing events, and it was probably for the better part of a year. And at the same time, we were doing the beast mode events, and I was kind of one of the main guys over there. And so basically, Lex was like, "All right, we're gonna do this for the first one, for the first, iBattle return card." And I was just, I almost feel like part of it was being at the right place at the right time, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like, iBattle has really become like a family to me. Like most of the time when I pull up to events, it's just, like, the, I'm at home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what? So, what was what was your home league before iBattle? Where did you actually like get started at?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. I mean, before that, it was definitely beast mode, and I did like 3 or 4 there. And beast mode really did become what iBattle is seen as now. And
Yeah.
I heard people call it like Lex's regime, and I thought that was kind of a cool way to say it. But I actually started battling in the DMV in Baltimore. Actually, I started battling in West Baltimore, and with a league called Face Off that was like, it was kind of a smaller name league. They had it was kind of helped run by Troy Brown from Grind Time, and I started hanging around with like a lot of the Baltimore guys, and the scene out there is really different, and I think as much praise as it gets, it still doesn't get enough, especially the Baltimore scene, because Baltimore's like its own world. And then from there, I started to branch out and work my way into New York, and then started kind of bouncing around and stuff. And but Face Off, and like the Baltimore scene was kind of where I started, and then started doing the rest of the DMV, the DC and the Maryland and Virginia, the rest of Maryland, and you know. But once
Okay.
I battles home.
Yeah, I understand. About to say we had Eddie, or I did an interview with Eddie a while back, and like they all the iBattle guys, they all have like really high praise for Lex. Like everyone's like, okay, yeah, that's like my big bro, my mentor. Like he's always fucking with me. You feel me? So I mean, shout to Lex for clearly
Yeah,
being
I
the
think
person that he is.
I know you in Texas, and I know that's really far, but you got to come out this way, man, because when you go to an event, you'll understand it. Because first off, we're all hanging out beforehand anyway. Me and Red Flag actually have this weird thing where it's become a ritual where I would pick him up from the ferry that ferries you from Brooklyn to Staten Island, and we would always ride to the event from there. And it's like we're just we there's a very it's a very like familiar family type of vibe where like there's a lot of the other guys who like the camera guys and the other part of the staff that you don't see, and a lot of these guys like are just like uncles, and like you really don't ever feel, as much as there is the tension during the battle, you never really feel like you're in a situation where it's threatening, because there's too much like of like a literal family feel to it.
Yeah. And I understand that. I mean, I'm definitely going to like try to make those events. You feel me? I gotta go to it at one point, just support the cult. You feel me? But
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get you out there one way or another.
yeah. All right. Well, let me go ahead and ask, like, for the public that might not like know, like you recently did a PG for URL, and I mean it hasn't dropped. Can you like talk about that experience? Like, what was going on? What was supposed to go on? Like, how did it go? Did you enjoy all those types of things? You feel me? Walk us through it.
Well, so basically, kind of like a short notice thing. It was a pretty small PG card, and there was like we had a couple slots, and a couple slots got filled up.
Hold on a
That's the
second,
only
Flo.
one
I
that.
think your mic is messing up. Hold on.
Yeah, you got the computer love
Yeah,
touch
about to
right
say
now.
yeah. Now, hold on. You good?
Hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
So basically the whole thing was.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, you still got the computer love going on.
The AOL, the old school joint.
He got the dial up voice. You might have to leave
How
and
about
come right back.
technical?
These two guys. One guy's name's Troy Martin, and you see him. He hosts some PG battles. I can't think of which one specifically, but you always see him. And the other guy's name's Thesis Alex Sergios, who he runs High Society. These guys are both members of the War Report, and they managed to get me on there. And I can't say enough praise about them for what they did for me. So basically, it's like I have like 2 or 3 days ready to get ready, and I was supposed to battle a guy named Stacks. So, but we get to the venue, and the dude Stacks isn't there, and this one guy named P Easy is there, he's from We Go Hard, and P Easy is actually like one of the coolest people. If you ever hear someone yell "keep swimming" in a battle, he's the
Yeah,
one
that's
who
P
made keep
Easy.
swimming.
Yeah. I remember they had like a deal about that, like before that, like someone was like, "Oh, that like y'all know that's P Easy saying, right?" And like someone was like, "I don't even know who that is." So I mean, that just shows the distance it's gone, I guess you could say. Like,
Yeah, no, I heard it in King of the Dot battles in Canada, and I know for a fact they don't know who P Easy is. But no, I don't want to say that because that sounds like I'm dissing P Easy. But it's just like they just kind of take things and go with it. But P Easy's the fucking man. He's really like one of the most like humble, cool dudes. He knows how to rap, and he knows how to like really put on a show. But like one of the nicest people as far as in the ring and out of the ring. And so basically in the venue, he was like, Troy pulled me to the side. He's like, the one dude's not here. Do you want to do it with Peas? And I was like, if he's with it, like, and I'm just at this point, I was like being thankful this is even happening at all. I see Norbs there, and like T Top just walked in a little bit ago, and I'm, it's all kind of like, oh my God, this is really happening.
yeah,
And so we do the one round. Um, and I go second, actually. He goes first. He freestyles a lot of it, but at the same time, like literally in the venue, agreed to do the battle. So the gladiator level there for him is just it's off the charts. And so
yeah,
he goes first. I start with a rebuttal and kind of got into the round that I had that like was a lot of stuff that I had kind of lingering around, but that I knew was gonna hit. Like I had like a young Dolph bar, and like the one they really loved was like, so Jamaicans, they call like vagina, they call it pum pum, and I was like, 2 shots Jamaican pussy pum pum, and they like loved that one. And
that's fire.
yeah, they like went crazy for them. So like, and then basically like, I mean, I kind of accept that it's not going to happen or get dropped rather because of just how everything kind of turned out. But at the same time, like for me to get that shine and to be able to like for that to happen was a big deal to me. And like I'm just really thankful for what Thesis and for what Troy did and for what Peasy did.
I mean, I'm still hoping you get another shot. You feel me? Because I remember like Norbs went live the next day or two with Alex, and he said he definitely wants to like get you back out there. He thought you were dope. You feel me? So I would love to see you get another shot. I mean, you deserve a shot at the big stage. I've been saying this for a while. I mean, because like as far as iBattle goes, like I'm not like if anyone hears it and doesn't hear their name, like don't get offended. Like I feel like a lot of people are fired, but like there have been like people that have been called up already. Like Eddie's been called up, Red Flag, Dale, uh, fucking like Bangz, all type. Like there's just a bunch of people who've gotten their shot, and I think you definitely deserve your shot at this point through the work you've been putting in. You feel me?
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel the same way, but at the same time, like, I know there's a lot of maneuvering that kind of it kind of has hindered me. And the more I get frustrated, it's like a Chinese finger trap where the more I get frustrated about it, the worse the situation gets. And that kind of just, that's kind of the thing that I'm trying more than anything to not let happen. And I'm just trying to be thankful, and more than anything, like, I'm in a good situation. I know a lot of guys who get these big shots and then they still try it. They're still like really fighting to get on an iBattle card. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, the grass is always greener, and where I'm at, I'm just really happy with where I'm at more than anything. However, I'm not gonna say anything, but in the fall something might be happening.
Oh, well, that's I'm about to say. So everybody, you heard it here first. Be on the lookout, man. Flo Leeds in the fall.
Yeah, that's all
Hey,
you heard. Though. I'm not gonna say anything else, but
all right,
something
I
might be
want
happening in the fall.
I want to
Go
add
ahead,
something
Dre.
in. Like one of the first times I seen you battle, it's with a guy from my actual hometown, Minix.
All right,
It's like
so that one. So you're from Virginia?
Yeah, I'm from Roanoke, Virginia, where Minix is from.
Oh shit, that's crazy, man. No, one of the dudes in CNC is actually from there too. This guy named Sav Gotti. That's where he's from too. He always yells like 540. But
You you
the
see my
Minix battle
name,
was
right?
actually what's that?
You see, look at my name. My name is 540 Dre.
I didn't even notice that. 540. Say word. uh but yeah, so that one actually that was a big deal because that event was like that was like one of the biggest beast mode cards. And me and Minix had Battle of the Night that night, and like we had Battle of the Night on a card where the main event was 100 Bullets versus Steams, and like that kind of
That was
both
a fire
propelled us.
battle. I remember that event.
Yeah, that like it was crazy because that event was like in a warehouse, but like it was this huge like empty warehouse that was like really high painted white walls, and so the sound reflected off of them, and like everyone was smoking in it, and so like it just had this like perfect aura to it.
About to
Yeah,
say
that
that.
was,
That's. Go ahead, Dre.
no, I was just gonna say, yeah, it was definitely a dope battle because, for one, here's the crazy part about it. I knew who you was, but I didn't know who Minix was. But as soon as he said that Roanoke, Virginia, I was like, oh, you know what I mean?
So now, Dre, what you're saying is you had him losing now when you heard that 540, huh?
Nah, you know I don't do that bias in this, you know what I'm saying? I still gotta listen to the bars, you know what I mean?
That
And it
was
was a great
that was actually that propelled the hell out of both of us because after that battle he ended up battling Prez Mafia.
I think I
yeah,
remember that.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
But
That was
yeah,
right after that, and then that was kind of a funny, like I don't even know what to call it because after that, like right after Prez Mafia was done battling, he like handed out like the papers that he wrote his lyrics on, and like somehow I had one, and I was like I don't know what to do with this, but I kind of feel like it's like a memorable moment. Like I'm just gonna have like I was like I'm gonna have this for a while, but like I ended up throwing it away, but I was like, yo, this is like I should try and auction this off on like Battle Rap eBay.
Yeah, that was a little thing he was doing after he came back after that year of being locked up and he got caught stealing. So that was his thing. He was gonna hand out the actual papers he wrote his lyrics down on,
oh, okay.
prove that he wrote it. So
Yeah, nah.
you had a nice battle rap souvenir that you let go.
Yeah, no, I mean Prez is the coolest dude. Like he pulls up to a lot of our events. He is really like a lot of these dudes that like you think are like when you see them on TV, you think they're like or on YouTube rather they're like larger than life and they're just the coolest people. And I think that's the best thing. Like Prez is incredible. but at the same time, he'll sit down and just chill with you and like talk to you about regular shit. Steams actually, I've seen Steams pull up to events like he's nobody and like he's a bigger name than everyone there.
Yeah, that come for a true respect for the art form of battle rap, though.
Absolutely. Nah, I 100% agree. Steams is one of the coolest people you'll ever meet in battle rap. He's just super like, bro, like the most humble dude you'll ever meet and does so much that people don't appreciate him for.
Yeah. I mean, shout to Steams. He's definitely put a lot of people on. Let me go ahead and just get this out the way. The CNC deal. I mean, I know you've been rocking with CNC for a minute. You recently became a punchline, I saw.
Yeah, I kind of like don't entirely understand what he meant by it, but something about being the white dude in CNC, and I actually pulled up to that event just because Trey 30 was battling drugs, and that footage is still gonna come out. That's gonna be crazy when it does. But I don't exactly. He said it, and then I was like it like registered in my head. I was like, wait a minute,
that's me. But, man, I don't know what he's talking about, white guy. Man, you're Puerto Rican, man.
Nah, I'm white, dude. Come on.
About to say
I'm sort of Rican. Like, I'm sort of Rican.
Yeah. About to say that's a lot of people. Like they have that. Like a lot of people, and I think that's kind of funny. Like, is there a reason that just whenever like you battle, Lex is just like, all right, that's Felipe, y'all. Like he doesn't even call you by your stage name. Like,
yeah, yo. To be honest with you, man, like I've never felt that comfortable with like just introducing myself by my stage name, like just because it's like I've always been me my whole life, like, and so like Lex especially, I was just like, yeah, that's Felipe, because like when we're chilling, I'm like, yeah, bro, what's up, Alex? Like, and then I always thought it was funny, like when I go up to people who introduce myself at battle events, I'm like, yo, what's up, man? I'm Felipe. And I always thought if I introduce myself as Flo, then it like makes it super creepy if I'm like, oh no, but just call me Felipe. Like that sounds fucking way too creepy.
Yeah. But yeah, all right. Well, let me go ahead and ask like the whole iBattle, like it's a big ass family, you feel me? Like I asked Eddie, who do you think like is next up for iBattle? Like who are some of the best? Like I know it's hard to pick one, but like give some props to some of the boys from iBattle that you think deserve it.
Oh, I mean, I feel like obviously, the guys that you automatically check off the list as far as the top tier quote unquote names, you'd say Eddie, Trey, King Jables just jumped up there.
Yeah.
Me, Dunch, Red Flag, and then Kid Slade and Jizz Brown would probably be the other two that, you always kind of just throw them in. There's two guys that I'm telling you right now, by this time next year, are going to be in that conversation 100% of the time. The first one, this kid's named Sean O'Shawn. He is incredible. He told this kid, he said he was talking about this dude's family or his kids, and he was like, hang with some cannibals, I will eat your kids too, because they look like they were made inbred like Panera soup. And that, oh my, dude, this kid Sean O'Shawn is gonna be the next, like the way he structured his whole, and I kind of messed up that bar. I can't remember exactly how he said it, but it was something to that effect, and I was like, that was incredible.
That's still fucking fire.
Like, yeah, and it was a whole like all his material was like at that level, and he's like relatively new, but him and then the other dude I'd say 100% is this kid named Jose Langston, who's from Michigan, and like just he pulled up to our iBattle like in a cast and like a tattered hoodie for his first event and went crazy, and I was like, oh my god. I think Sean O'Shawn's a little bit farther down, like as far as like he's a little bit like closer to that, like he's a little bit farther down the path of getting there than Jose Langston is, but those two guys, like I promise you, like when we get off the phone, I'm gonna send you Sean O'Shawn, his most recent performance, because that kid is incredible.
Yeah,
look out. I promise you.
All right. Well, I'm let me go ahead and cut me off at any point if I'm crossing the line here. But you battled like a lot of your battles. You're very open with like what the struggles you've gone through in your personal life. You feel me? Like going through different types of like struggles of addictions or whatnot. Like what struggles did you have like coming up as a battler? You feel me?
Well, I mean, my whole thing is like,
You're very
it's more or less that like I'm very much me, and I've never tried to portray myself as anything that I'm not. When I'm rapping or when I'm doing anything, it's when I first started battling, I was actually living at what's called a recovery house that at its max held 25 people. And so like, I was, you know, just recently getting done being homeless at that point, and I was working third shift at McDonald's. That's when I first started back in like 2014. And so I can openly talk about that because now it's like what are you going to talk about that? Yeah, dude, I've been through that. I like, especially when I battled Dale Denton, I talked about like overdosing and like dying, which like all that really happened. And I feel like more than anything, it's if I never blow up to some super big level, I can always walk away from this knowing like I was me 100% of the time. I walked up and I introduced myself as Felipe because that's who I really am, and I talked about things that really happened in my life and who I really am the entire time. And
oh my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm good.
I was just gonna say, like, personally, that and it's crazy to say because, like, I feel like you and Bangz is like some of your best shit. Like, I feel like you get better with each battle, but you and Dale is still like one of my favorite battles of both of y'all's because I feel like it's a style clash of it's just a bunch of like good punchlines against like angles and like writing and saying, okay, I have bars, but let me show you the element that you're lacking. And I feel like that's kind of what you did, which I mean, shout out to Dale. He's fire. But I mean,
yeah,
that,
no,
like,
me and Dale talk
those
all
angles,
the time.
that just kind of tipped the scale to me. You feel me?
I think so. I think that was kind of my game plan going into it, was partially because like I had just come off like a pretty bad loss, and so I was like, all right, even if I'm not really gonna be like my time to like kind of just get comfortable with where I'm at and not really expect to go much farther, like I'm at least gonna make this my testament, which is kind of a corny thing to say, but and so I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna talk about all this like really like what happened, and then I tried to tie it all in together at the end with the third and talking about how like this is me and like this is what makes me better than you, and in a rap sense. Me and Dale talk like all the time, like I mean, and we both have a love for a video game called Cuphead, which is like it's a really dope video game. But we both, I mean, he's the one who actually really taught me how to like be good at Fortnite too, so like
Hey, yo, man, shout out to Dale. Damn, I was gonna.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
we
let me go
talk
ahead.
all the time. Like,
yeah, I mean, and then that. By the way, that King of the Hill bar, that was fucking crazy. That shit. Jesus Christ.
so that whole time with all that like build up and stuff, I was like, I grew up in South Jersey, but I always grew up like watching all the Philly guys, and I was like, I want to rap like that, and like Joey Jihad was like one of my favorite battle rappers back in the day, and so I was like, I want to rap with that da 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 da, and I was like, all right, so I'm gonna do it in this section. I'm gonna try and build up to something, and then that's kind of what I did with Lotta Zay too, where I was like, building to the da 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 da, and then I think ended with the got him dying in the boondocks like stink me, and like I was trying to like rapidy rap with it, and it was kind of like a influence of like Enes and like Reed Dollars and NH and all those guys.
Yeah. The homie Pyru, he wants to know like where you're from exactly.
I'm from South Jersey. I'm from Toms River, New Jersey. I live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania now. Lancaster actually has some really dope battlers. We actually had an event here, and Tay Rock hosted it, and it was in a boxing ring. And the main event, the dude was really drunk, and they like ran his pockets in the middle of the battle, and it was amazing.
God, man, about to say, so that footage probably won't come out of just someone getting violated. We don't need another. Give me my fucking chain.
It was crazy. It wasn't like the dude he was battling. The dude he was battling was like trying to do good. It was like actually rapping really good, and the crowd was just like, "Nah, let's run his pockets."
That's wild, man. So what? Like every time I do an interview with somebody, I ask them like to plug like what do you do outside of battling? Like, do you have music? Do you have merchandise? Like, what are some things you'd like to promote for yourself? You feel me?
Well, I've definitely been in the studio. It's actually funny you say that because once I get off the phone with you, I actually need to pick out this beat. Red Flag sent me a probably like 6 or 7 beats, and he's like, "Pick one. We're gonna do this cipher, me, him, and Trey 30." But I am working on a project. I've been doing some SoundCloud stuff. Hopefully, like I was shooting to have a mixtape ready before the Lotta Zay battle, but battling and then rapping outside of it just it's really kind of you can't do it's hard to do both. That's what makes Eddie a freak in nature is that he's dropping songs regularly while like
Yeah.
doing battles.
Hey, yo, man! Shout out to Eddie. I'm about to say he definitely a real one. But
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there for it because I can't ride out to New York from Lancaster every weekend. It's kicking my ass. It's like 3 hours one way. But he just had a crazy battle this weekend, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing that, and it wasn't it like was that the one that's like last minute, or was it the other one that's coming up? Because
No, I don't know what else I don't think he has anything else coming up.
I thought about to say isn't he battling Mike G?
Oh yeah, that just got dropped. I should totally have known that because I like commented on that picture like 20 minutes ago too. But no,
Are you gonna be on that card or what?
Nah, actually, I was gonna. We were talking about it, but I kind of I'm doing this invitational with the dude Thesis Alex Urjaz, who I was talking about, who helped me get the PG before. Yeah. I'm battling this dude Young Smurf, who Young Smurf's pretty dope. He actually just brought a whole like GZ card to Ohio, basically. Like him and like some of the people that he works with like help do that, and that's pretty dope of him. Like they actually just did a whole Ground Zero card in Ohio.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely dope of him. But I mean that card, that iBattle card it's shaping up pretty well. I mean, I'm not nobody else wants to get into it. I'm not about to just get into it, but I know they've had like issues with people like not going to be like at their battles. You feel me? That they got like booked for. So I mean, still shout to Lex for like trying to make sure that like because this is going to be one of the biggest events of the year for y'all, from what I understand.
Mind you, like and like this is nothing to try to take away from what Lex has to deal with, but like a lot of this happens all the time in all the leagues. Like,
Yeah.
It really isn't specifically with us. It's that more or less like Lex will put it out on Front Street because he's like, you fucked up. Like I didn't do anything wrong.
I remember like there was a time in Angry Fan where some guy, I don't remember who the fuck it was, but he was like, "Hi, Lex got emotional and blocked me," and he was like basically saying, like he said something, he was like talking shit to Chilla about something, and Lex was like, "All right, man, well, I've canceled your battle, I'm refunding this." He was like, you have a nice life," and he just blocked him. And I was like, well, I mean, I guess that you got to be aware of what might happen if you're not doing business right, man.
Well, I can personally say 100% of the time, I've never seen him doing it unfairly. If he's refunded some dude's money, or even if he just said, "Dude, fuck you, I'm taking your money," that there was something to provoke that. He's never done that to anyone who was just like, "Yo, I just want to battle. I just want to get my name out there," and I'm trying to be honest about it. Like, I mean, I'm not going to speak on any other leagues or anything, because we have a good working relationship with a lot of the leagues. But there was one specifically that we kind of had a falling out with, and I'm not going to say anything. But like, but because I don't want that to overshadow the fact that we have like a great relationship with like guys like the Coliseum and we go hard, like they're like our cousins and stuff, and they show up to our events, and
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'd rather celebrate that than have to talk about other leagues on the periphery that happen to behave badly. You know what I mean? But that happens. It happens a lot more than you think. It's just that we just don't hide it.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and ask. So I mean, other than what you've already said, what's next for Flo Leeds? Like, what's your goal? Who's on your hit list? Like, what are you trying to accomplish in battle rap?
Well, I stopped really trying to like set goals as far as I want to do this and then I'm going to do this. I told Lex and I made it pretty open. I was like, dude, by the end of the year, I expect, because these are the matches that people are mentioning more than me saying, oh, I want this guy. Dago Diablo is someone that I have a ton of respect for, but me and him both have talked like, yeah, this is going to need to happen eventually, and it's been getting mentioned since like Beast Mode. I said I'm going to battle him, Red Flag, and King Jables before the year is out. And they're all like, yeah,
You
like,
and Red Flag is gonna be fucking insane.
yeah, I mean, yeah, and the thing is, like, me and him, like I said, I literally just talked to him right before I called you. We set this up because we're gonna do a cipher, and me and him basically talk before and after like every event as I'm dropping him off at the ferry to ride back to wherever he's headed to, because he was living in Manhattan, now he lives in Brooklyn. But like, yeah, I could probably like if it was like just me and him battling, I could probably have a bunch of like inside jokes and talk about politics and stuff and all that. But like, yeah, we both have like all three of these guys that I want to battle. Like, there's a mutual respect there for. The only thing is, I think Red Flag needs to battle Eddie before he battles me, because that needs to happen like as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I think and they both like kind of send shots at each other here and there. So it's like, yeah, that's gonna need to happen.
All right. Well, I mean, if that shit gets set up, I mean, we're definitely gonna have you back on the show. We're gonna have these face offs, see what type of good natured and nasty things you and Red Flag can say to each other before the battle. You feel me?
I mean, yeah, because I mean basically I don't really have anything set up with iBattle right now, because I gotta see which way the wind blows in the fall.
Yeah.
About things that I can't talk about.
I mean,
because I don't want to say something and then all of a sudden it doesn't happen, because that's happened to me before and I look stupid.
Well, I mean, you definitely deserve to level up. So I mean, we're definitely gonna put this out. We're gonna keep like I've been on a campaign since I first saw you. I was always in the Angry Fan group or in these other groups talking about, hey man, like Flo Leeds is fire, man. Get him a PG, get him a GZ, get him something like. So I mean, I definitely rock with you, bro. But yeah, I mean, unless anybody else has anything that they want to say, I guess we can close her out right now. I mean, I definitely appreciate it, bro. Like I say, we'll definitely try to have you back on here in the future. So salute to you. All right.
Flo, you still there?